All right, guys, we are live. Get a little better at OBS each time.
Great.
We've come a long ways from the AMAs where the first 30 minutes was spent setting up OBS. Is it just me, or am I the only one in the AMA? Are you guys able to enter it on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I see there's 4 viewers there now. Hi, Mads. We're just going to give people a few moments to join here. Sean, thank you very much for those slides. You are amazing.
No problem. They're kind of basic, but at least they're updated to today's topics.
We do what we can. I'm sure they're fantastic.
Should we send a quick announcement out on Discord? When they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird. There's 9 people in the chat, but I can't see any of them. All I see is me and Mads. I have no idea why. Oh, I can see when you type. Hey, Daniel. Well, what do you guys think? Should we get started or wait a bit? It's we got 11 people in the chat.
probably start 5 minutes past.
It's picking up now. All right, we got a few more. Yeah, we'll get started. I'll start off slow just to let a few more people trickle in. We're starting to get some people in now. Thanks for coming, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. As you can see, we've got our team here. We've got a lot to present. An enormous amount is happening right now. Enough that it's hard to keep track of sometimes. So we're going to share that with you guys today and talk about what we're going to be doing for the next quarter and the remainder of the year. We do have a PowerPoint I'm going to switch to. So for those of you who wanted to see our team, take one last look at everybody, and then we're going to switch to the PowerPoint for a bit. Hi, Martok. There. Okay. So yeah, I'll say I'm trying to delay things a little bit just to let people trickle in. So we've got better attendance than the last one. That's good. But yeah, definitely in the bear market we noticed, we normally get like 30, 40, 50 people in an AMA. And we've definitely found that in the bear market it's harder to get people to come to the AMA. So this one's better. So this is good. This is quite a bit better. But we're going to keep pushing these AMAs and see if we can get our numbers back up even in the bear market to see if we can, our goal is really we'd like to have 100, 200 people in the AMA. It's very clear that that's going to require a lot of work from all of us and the community to get it up there. It's a lot of cold calling, a lot of talking to people, a lot of one-on-one, and a lot of marketing. So we've made progress at that. We're improving, and just so you guys know, we're going to hold another AMA 2 weeks from today. So that will be on the 7th, August 7th. We're going to hold another AMA, and we really love it if all of you guys could be at that one as well. It's going to be entirely dedicated to Safely. We're going to completely unravel Safely and everything that Safely is going to be in that meeting. And we're going to continue to push hard. Again, we really, really, really want 100, 200 people in these AMAs, and we're going to push hard until we get it. Bear market or not. So now we're going to move to the slides. So just bear with me for a couple seconds. I'm still an OBS beginner, I would say. I'm not ready to call myself novice yet. Okay. Okay, can you guys see the slides?
No.
Oh, it'll probably take 2 more.
Oh, yes, in YouTube. Yes.
Okay. Hopefully that works for everybody. So I'm going to move through these slides here. First of all, we'd like to announce the Ledger Nano giveaway winners. So, if you see your address there, you are the winner of a Ledger Nano, and congratulations. It's a very, very sweet wallet. I use it myself, and definitely encourage you guys to. You've got your Safecoin logo there. You've got the best hardware technology out there. And thanks very much for participating. We didn't do a giveaway in this AMA, but we're going to do. I think we're probably going to do a giveaway in the next one. We're just working through a few logistics issues with our distribution centers. So we did actually set up distribution centers for goods. I'm hoping we can use it more heading into the Christmas shopping season too, which will come up in a few months. But anyway, we're making progress there. I think those should be resolved around Tuesday. Once they're resolved, we'll be getting in touch with you guys and submitting an NFT image that you can use to redeem these nanos. So yeah, definitely give us a shout if you're on this list, and congratulations. And you should be seeing something midweek from us on this.
Hey Jeff, I think your computer scales the slides really weird. Do you want me to share the slides and then I can move them when you're done talking to each one?
Yeah, go for it. I'll switch over to you. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'll just move over to our... Okay, you should be able to share it.
Okay. Oh, never mind. It's not letting me share my screen for some reason. Maybe that will. Weird. Yeah, I'm getting a pop-up that says I'm not allowed to share. Interesting. Yeah, I just noticed with your on YouTube, I think that'll happen with all the slides is you won't be able to read half of them. But it probably will work on Chrome.
Can you share now?
Let's see. No, I think it's a Firefox issue for me.
Okay.
Which is important. I can quickly go on Chrome. I just think that for the other slides there might be that issue because I think your scaling is weird, so some of the text is being cut off.
I see.
But
So it'd be better,
Chrome
yeah.
should solve that. Okay. Alright, here, I will join with Chrome. One sec.
Hey, Romain.
Hello everyone. Didn't want to interrupt.
So we can't hear you, Sean, but we can totally see your shared screen.
I think it's because I was muted.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Sweet.
All right.
Okay. I think that's better. How does that look?
Looks good.
Okay. Sweet. I just I think some of the address wallets were cut off there, so people can. Also, there's one address that I entered for someone, so I can contact them or they can contact me. I was in contact with them already, so that was the first address there.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. One sec.
All right. Okay. Here's a quick outline of what we're going to be going over. We're going to do project updates on. So it has Ledamint on Safeswap up there. A lot of you are probably aware we have been working on a project called Safely in parallel with Safeswap, and we're going to be talking about that. And again, we're also going to be doing a complete AMA dedicated entirely to Safely on August 7th. So please do show up to that. It would be great to have you there. We're going to be pushing really, really hard to get good attendance in that AMA. Now we're going to be talking after that about Safecoin 1.10 and everything which is coming in Safecoin 1.10. It's a pretty extensive list. It's our biggest upgrade ever, and we've been anticipating it for some time for the things it's going to do. So then we're going to talk about Safely, as mentioned, and then energy efficiency. So we'll try and spend a fair amount of time on energy efficiency and move on from there. Okay. Okay. John, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, well, me and Era have been waiting for 1.10 to come out. We've been working behind the scenes on quite a lot of updates for Ledamint, and we've been running into quite a lot of issues where we've been needing the 1.10 update. So hopefully now that that's out, we can make some good progress. I'm not going to say too much on what we're working on, purely because we want it to be a bit of a surprise as well. But it's going to be nice and big. We're hoping it's going to change the NFT front on Safecoin quite considerably. It's a big project that we're working on, as well as trying to get obviously all the usual updates out for Ledamint as well. So I'll leave it there for now, but yeah, watch the space because there's going to be some good progress hopefully.
Are we good to move on?
Yeah. Yeah, please, Sean.
So we don't have much here for Safeswap. More, you were just going to talk to it and the difference between Safeswap and Safely.
Sure. Okay. We can probably move on to the next slide, and I'll just talk a little bit. So, in our roadmap, you guys have all seen that we discuss Safeswap quite a bit. Safeswap's in our roadmap, but the truth is we've actually been working on two dexes. The more involved dex is actually called Safely. So we didn't include this in our roadmap because it's sort of being worked on behind the scenes. We've been working on getting investors for it, building business plans, getting licensing. I'm going to talk just now. Well, we're going to move on to Safely. I'll talk a little bit later about Safely. But again, Safely is such a huge project that we are literally going to need an entire AMA just to go over everything it's doing. We want it to be a major player in the DEX and exchange market, and we're going to need an entire AMA to discuss everything on that.
We can.
Yeah,
have a
actually, that's a good
safe
idea. We
version.
might as well, yeah, let's do that. So
Yeah.
Safeswap and Safely are kind of in the same spot. Yeah, that works. Okay, so Safeswap is, you don't have to switch to the Safeswap slide, this is fine. Safeswap is the AMM portion of it, and that's the part we've sort of publicly disclosed until now, is the AMM portion of our dexes. So Safeswap will offer a swapping function where you go in and you say, I want to buy some Safecoin and I have some USDC. So I log in and with my non-custodial wallet, and I can swap from USDC to Safecoin. That's basically what Safeswap will be. It's probably going to be released before Safely. It will be unregulated and it'll be completely non-custodial, completely decentralized, and it'll run on the Safecoin blockchain. So even though we are a little bit late in getting Safeswap out, the reason for that is because we've actually been working on 2 dexes, and we are making, as we'll see in a moment here, we're making a ton of progress on that. So you'll see Safeswap come out first, and so Safeswap will be non-KYC. It's not going to ban people from using it. It won't require identification. You'll just be able to use it just like any other DEX. So a lot of good things about that and some limitations. Now we've separated this out. Basically, we want one unregulated DEX and one more regulated DEX. And they're going to serve different markets and different functions, but they will also be integrated together with each other and with SafeBridge. So to see where Safeswap and Safely are at, it's easier to start talking about Safely. So we're going to dive into that now. At least just a brief outline of Safely, where it's at, and then we'll move on and have a complete AMA on it shortly. So, Safely is a next generation DEX built on the Safecoin network. It will be the world's fastest DEX, also the most energy efficient DEX. You'll be able to seamlessly trade Safe, ETH, Solana tokens, and that includes all the stable coins, USDC, wrapped Bitcoin, everything you can imagine will be able to be traded on it. And that is why it was so important for us to build SafeBridge early, is so that we could have that foundation. The SafeBridge is what allows this DEX to be completely interoperable with all these different ecosystems. You'll be able to onboard fiat directly onto the DEX. So you will actually be able to wire money to the DEX and also withdraw through wire from the DEX. So this is a first. It's not being done before, and we've been working on this for quite some time behind the scenes. The biggest thing is getting licensing for it. So this has cost a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort, and we're very, very close to being done now on the licensing front. So we'll show you, we'll actually walk through how Safely looks like right now in the development environment. But what we can't show you completely is the licensing part of it, which is pretty huge. This will basically negate the need for Coinbase. You'll be able to wire right onto the DEX. So literally wire your funds, and your funds show up on your address with your keys, no middleman. Same thing when you wire out, no middleman. So this is a first, as far as we know. It's never been done before. It's definitely never been done before in the Solana ecosystem. And we believe it's going to solve a lot of problems. It's going to be basically a one-stop shop. When you include fiat onboarding with the non-custodial DEX, we think it really does cover, all the major needs that you could ever have on an exchange. In addition to that, there's going to be crowdfunding. So it's going to be a crowdfunding option where you can actually launch your project on the DEX and raise funds for it. Now again, there's lawyers involved in this whole process with the licensing we're getting. So we're going to have various requirements for this and stuff, but you will actually be able to launch your project on here launch a utility token and raise funds for the utility token right on the DEX. So we're very, very excited about that. And again, we are speaking with numerous investors about it. And it is true, there was a certain amount of delay just with the market and everything with the crypto market. There was a little bit of delay, and that's now picking up again. We are kind of running full steam into this at this point, looking to get it out as soon as we can. So expect to see this soon. And again, the first version of it you'll see come out is Safeswap. So the full extent of what Safely can do, we're going to, it's pretty involved to show you everything. So, we have a whole business plan built, and our teams worked on the business plan. We have an investor pitch deck. We have licensing procedures. There's a lot. So for that, we're going to need an entirely separate AMA, which we'll have on August 7th. But what I will do right now is actually walk through, how much time do we have? 12:26. Walk through.
Yeah, lots of time. I'll stop sharing my screen so you can go on to the development safely. Is that what your plan is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you don't need to stop sharing because I can kind of switch either way. But I think what we'll do here, guys, is we're actually going to do a little demo of Safely. Keep in mind that, this is still in a development environment. Okay. Give me 1 second here, and we'll be switched over to the Safely. We're not going to go too crazy on this because this can eat up quite a bit of time going through all the features. But you guys should be able to see in about... I don't love how that came up. 1 second. Okay, that's better. So you guys should hopefully be able to see that soon. So the first thing you do, now you guys can actually, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it right into our chat. Now these are all testnet coins if you go to this wallet. So you'll be able to actually airdrop more coins. Okay. So when you go in, you'll see you have X amount of Safecoin. What you want to do is go to, first of all, on here, make sure you're on devnet.safely.org on the top right. Now we go to request airdrop. Okay, so it's possible so many people have used this that we've ran out of airdrop coins. There's going to be a new one coming out in a few days. So anyway, I've got a little bit of safe here. ideally, if you're doing this, essentially we'll just make our demo easier, but ideally you want to have about 20 safe in here for the demo. So now once you have that, then you're going to go to dev.safely.org. Okay, so now we're in dev.safely.org. What we're going to do is, so we have some Safecoin. We're going to go to the top right hand corner here where it says connect. We're going to click on connect. Okay, now we're connected. So what that means, unlike a centralized exchange, is that our wallet is connected to the exchange, but we're holding the keys through the entire process. It's all non-custodial. And you'll see down here, for Safe, we have a wallet balance of 4.7. So what can we do with that? We can make a purchase. So I think the first thing I'll do is actually put a bid in. I'm going to put a bid in. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can see on the screen or not, but a wallet pops up, says approve this transaction. So I click on approve, and the transaction's sent. Give me a moment here, guys. And as luck would have it, I think they're having troubles with their testnet network. So I saw that on both cases. So anyway, what we do, we're going to have that fixed. We should have a new version coming out in about 3 days. So from here, anyway, you can place a bid all through your wallet, and then from your wallet, you can continue to trade. And then in balances, as you trade, your balances here will change. You can see in my case, just from previous trading that I did, what we have here is Safecoin, which is the backbone of the whole exchange, Token A and Token B, which are just made up tokens for this sandbox. You got a wallet balance of 1182. So that wallet balance is basically, in previous trading, I created Safecoin testnet coins and I bought Token B on the Safe B market. So to see the Safe B market, you would click on here on the top left. You would go to B/Safe, and then you would see the Safe B market. From here, you'll see the ask and the bid, and you can go in and place your trades, which is what I did in order to get Token B. So all of this is done without keys or without anything. You've got an order area. Now you've also got add market. So add market, you can actually create your own market right on the DEX. So this will be a prominent feature of Safeswap, for instance, is you'll actually be able to go in and create your own market, create your own tokens. Now keep in mind, it's not a trivial thing in production to create your own token. It requires, you need a whole project plan. You want to have a successful project, but we're going to provide all the infrastructure for you to do that right on here. So you can go and list your own market, create your own token, and have it actually trade right on the exchange. Now again, when you do that, you have access to the whole Solana ecosystem and the whole Ethereum ecosystem, and in the future others as well, such as Avalanche. From there, you can go into pools, and you can create a new pool. And then this pool allows you to perform swap functions, etc. So that will be prominent in the Safeswap version. So with that, I'm going to... we are obviously very, very excited about this and what it can do for us. So I'm going to move back to Sean's screen here. But I think you guys can all see the potential there. Now combine that with the ability to wire money right to the exchange, and the ability to launch projects on top of it, and the ability to integrate with Solana and Ethereum and other ecosystems. Okay, so we are back on Sean's screen there. Thank you, Sean. So, if you guys have specific questions about Safely, feel free to ask in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to have an entire AMA on it. And in this AMA, all the features will be working. So all those features were working a few days ago. We had a test run in a couple of meetings. We had 2 different meetings where we did test runs on it, and everything worked. But sandboxes are kind of not always stable that way. So we will go over everything in detail on August 7th. We might even start discussing options for how you may be able to invest in it if people are interested in investing in it. Obviously, with the crypto markets, we did slow down a little bit, but we're going full steam ahead at this point. All we did when we slowed down was we focused on other aspects of it. We expect this to be, this year, possibly September, we expect Safely to be up and running. And we think it's going to be absolutely huge. So there are many, many different components to that. So I'm going to move on to Safecoin version 1.10. Safecoin version 1.10 just came out last night. So I'll be honest, we had hoped to have Safecoin 1.10 out about 3-4 days ago, so that if that had happened, all of these features we could demonstrate live right in the AMA. Right now we can't do that because we're just in the middle of achieving consensus. I think we're around 40% consensus for 1.10, meaning about 40% of the validators are on version 1.10. So when we get up to around 90%, which we should be there on Monday, Tuesday, then we can start unlocking the features. So we'll go over those now, and we'll be unlocking those heading into this week. We're going to be unlocking and demonstrating and sharing those. Number 1 is improved energy efficiency. So we intend to do a further round of benchmarking. And so we've discussed a little bit already with some members. We want to do a further round of benchmarking with the entire community. So this will likely happen either midweek or on our Sunday meeting. So we have a meeting every Sunday at this time with the community. And likely at the next one, we will do a community benchmarking where numerous members will actually use power meters and measure the wattage on version 1.10. So you see right now we are advertising the world's most energy efficient blockchain. Once we activate the 1.10, keep in mind, so these are not Solana 1.10 features. These are features we've added in on top of Solana to make us even more energy efficient than we already are. Not that we have any competitors. And so in our last round, John did the actual first power meter testing. John, did you want to maybe speak to this and maybe let people know if they want to participate, what they would need to participate in a sort of a community measure?
Yeah, sure. So the problem that we've got is obviously a lot of people run on Contabo VPSs and stuff. At the moment, you can't really measure the power on that. We are trying to get in talks with them to see if we can get some power figures for all the VPSs we run. But obviously that's going to be a slow process. But if you do run a validator from home and would like to know how much it's costing you or how energy efficient it is, if you could just drop us a DM, I can sort you out with everything. You know, we're talking $10, £10 sort of value equipment to find it out. Plus, it would help us lots by having more and more people do it. So the more people we have, the better it is. But we are obviously working a lot behind the scenes trying to get a better understanding of how everyone's validator is running, whether it's in a VPS or at home or a dedicated server. So the more information we have, the better.
Thanks, John. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And John's done some incredible, amazing work on measuring this. I think most people are already aware, I'm just going to say it, to solve the energy efficiency problem in blockchain is really, it is a, to say the very least, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry to solve the energy efficiency problem, which we believe we've done. And we're continuing to improve on that. So again, also on the marketing front, if people are interested in doing business-to-business marketing on this, maybe get in touch with us. We're really, all we need to do is get the word out. Literally that. And it's hard. It is hard to get the word out, of course. But I mean, it's not something that's going to take years. It's going to take weeks. So we are looking at a number of aspects of this. We have we have a meeting with an agency on Wednesday this week, which focuses on just this. And the term people use is ESG ratings. So of course we want both just pure energy efficiency ratings and ESG ratings. We want to be at the top of the people's lists. And to do that, we're contacting all sorts of different agencies and industry leaders to let them know what we have and how they can participate. We're only limited by the amount of time that we all have. I mean, obviously, everybody in this group is working as hard as they can, and so we do have a meeting coming up this week, which we believe is going to result in a press release. But it literally, that's just one agency of dozens and dozens of agencies, which we need to contact and share the word with, VCs, everyone. So definitely getting the word out on this is the hardest and biggest thing we can do. Your participation would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, just let us know if you want to help with that. Number 2 is ZK Snarks. ZK Snarks is big. Sean, how much time do I have for this? I see there's 18 slides. Am I eating up too much time on this?
No, a lot of those are supplementary. So after this, there's a couple slides on benchmarking and stuff. So I think we're good with 15 minutes that we have.
All right, so I can keep talking. Okay, cool. Thanks. ZK Snarks is huge. So what are ZK Snarks? ZK Snarks basically solve a mathematical logistical problem, usually relating to privacy. They're a kind of zero-knowledge proof, which allows you to, for our purposes, send money without anybody knowing who sent the money or who's receiving the money. and it's mathematically provable. It's the only version of it of its kind. So you'll see a lot of the top privacy coins use some form of ZK snark. Now, we're doing a slightly different version of this. So the ZK snarks come out in 1.10. So for those of you who are familiar with our project, we've had ZK snarks in our project since 2018, but they were a simpler, more primitive version to what this is. The traditional ZK snarks, usually developed by Zcash and Zcoin, Zcash is a great project, but they're slow. They're extremely, extremely slow. So if you want to do ZK snarks that's to scale, the blockchain's literally going to shut down on you. So Zcash is literally slower than Bitcoin. People think that Bitcoin is the slowest blockchain in the world. They are wrong. It's Zcash. Zcash is something like 20, 30 times slower than Bitcoin. And slower is a very broad word. We're going to use it for the purposes of this AMA. But what I'm talking about is scalability and throughput, the ability, but also speed. It's a combination of all of them. The ability to handle a large number of transactions. Because quite honestly, if you can't handle a large number of transactions, you cannot solve the problems crypto is trying to solve. This is the first release of ZK snarks ever, which is scalable and has high throughput, meaning you can do large numbers of privacy transactions, and they will actually go through with speed without issue. So again, I just to be clear, there will be two projects in the world that have this: Solana and us. So yes, this is inherited from Solana. It was in their original roadmap, and it was one of the reasons why we chose Solana, actually, is so that we could eventually have scalable privacy. So we're going to have to do a whole marketing bit on this. Like, there's a whole community of people who are focused on privacy. Yes, there's Zcash, there's Monero, even Pirate. None of them scale. None of them scale at all. Monero has just as many problems with scale as Zcash does. This scales. So it actually solves a problem that those chains fundamentally will never be able to solve, because this is actually built in a way that's multi-threaded. So this is the world's first multi-threaded, parallelizable ZK snarks. On top of that, there's other advantages as well. Sorry to go off so long on the ZK snarks, but another one is that these are tokenized ZK snarks. So when you look at the crypto market right now, everything is going to tokens. Everything's tokenized. And there's a number of technical reasons for that. Just tokens are much more easy to manage in terms of getting the throughput you need, in terms of getting adoption. Tokens are really a better solution than native coins. And that's why, so Safecoin is available in both native and tokenized coins. Because we have tokenized ZK snarks, our privacy can extend beyond just the native Safecoin. So this can extend from tokenized Safecoin to tokenized stablecoins like USDC. It can extend to Bitcoin. So you can actually wrap Bitcoin into Safecoin as a token. It's called wrapped Bitcoin. And then you can add privacy to it. So now you have privatized Bitcoin, privatized USDC. It is very, very, very huge. And if you think about it for a second, and I'm sure some of you already know, the possibilities are pretty huge. Now, of course, the next question is, what about regulations? So this is a different setup than the Zcashes and the Moneros. This is intended to meet regulatory requirements and be compliant. Now there are some compromises made there. So these transactions, they have many confidential components to them, but they still meet FATF requirements. Now there is some traceability in there, so they are still traceable, but people can't actually tell what amounts are being sent. It's important for us to remain compliant with agencies and government bodies. So these AK Snarks do that. We're not going rogue. These solve real problems. So I know there's entire projects who are sort of dedicated to saying, well, if you want to live the pirate life, then you should use these coins. Or if you want to avoid taxes, you should use these coins. That's not what we're trying to do here. These are going to solve real-world problems. So when you think of a business, like if you want, say, if somebody approaches Microsoft and says, Microsoft, we think your business should switch all of its internal finances to blockchain, they're going to laugh at you. And the first thing they'll say, among many, many others, is they'll say, why would we take all of our internal finances and make them transparent and public? And that's one of the reasons why corporations have trouble adopting blockchain. When you add confidentiality to the blockchain, now you can actually work with corporations and you can solve business problems, because not everything in business can be transparent. There has to be some level of permission or privacy on that. So these are very much aimed at solving real-world corporate business problems. They're not limited to that. They can do many other things. But this is a legit way of getting the adoption we need throughout the world. Okay, I'm just going to check and see if there's questions. Okay, we're good. Now, number 3 is it fixes current problems on the Solana chain. So as you all know, Solana took a big hit the last couple months. I mean, all of crypto did. And Solana has actually come back up since. Solana's been one of the best performers lately in crypto. But prior to that, it did take a big hit because it had, I think, 7 different chain freezes. And they were all related to issues they were having with the enormous amount of throughput they had. Safecoin solves a lot of those problems, but of course, Solana's also trying to solve them for what it's doing. And, they haven't solved the energy efficiency the way we have. But they do, in 1.10, they have an implementation of something called Quick. And what this does, it allows them to avoid the chain freezes and have less congestion. So that's also to our benefit. We've got our own solutions for this. Solana has solutions. When you combine those, you have an enormous amount of throughput, which we're going to have. So we get all those fixes inherited in this as well. And again, just as a note, we're going to do further benchmarking of energy efficiency on 1.10 as soon as we reach consensus. Okay, John, did you want to... So this last part, we're going to talk about the energy efficiency and benchmarking. This is going to be a continued discussion. We're trying to share this knowledge so that everybody here can fully understand it. And, what we would ask is that you guys take this knowledge and you let other people know this exists. Because we are really, really, really trying to get the word out. We want 10 times more people at our next AMA just on this, and also safely. John, did you want to talk a little bit about... the setup here that you did for the benchmarking?
Yeah, sure. So both of these are obviously running on my home validator. You can see the specs on the machine. It's nothing special. It is literally an off-the-shelf PC that I bought. I did change to obviously a 500 gig NVMe drive for this, but it's not out the realms of powering it from home. The internet connection that's not stated on here. I'm quite lucky being in the UK that we do have quite a bit of fibre. So I'm actually on a 1 terabit internet connection. But doing a lot of tests that I have been doing over the past couple of months, that a 10 to 15 gig connection is all we need for Safecoin at the moment. That does obviously ramp up with higher TPS, but even on the latest TPS runs that we were doing, a 20 gig connection is more than ample enough to basically run at 1,700 TPS. So it's not in the realms of being unrealistic for lots of people to run at home. Obviously there is going to be a few cases where people can't. Now, I am still doing a lot of tests now, especially now we've updated to 1.10, and as soon as that activates, I'm going to be doing a lot more tests. That we should be looking, maybe not a 50% power drop, but I would like to see, somewhere between a 20 to 25% power drop, taking into consideration that you've obviously got just having the machine on not doing any work takes an X amount of power. So the big difference is going to become with 1.10 that bit of work that we are doing with the PC or server or whatever we're running it on will be a lot less. So I know that me and Jeff, and hopefully if anyone else wants to, please let us know if you do, come probably the end of this week, are going to run another test, a high TPS test on mainnet, where I will be monitoring and I will be putting a lot of logging in, and that's when I will be releasing quite a lot of data, graphs, and hopefully that people can look over, that will show a very in-depth power consumption of the validators. Obviously this is only for my validator that I can do it for, and that's where the more validators we have that come into this, the bigger it is, because we have more data that we then can say, like, as an average over all the validators, this is what we're running. So that is pretty much where we are at the moment, so please do get in contact if you do want to help with this test. And like I said, it's not expensive to get involved. We're talking, $10 or €10, or it's around that sort of figure to get one. And they're on Amazon, where they'll come next day as well. So I don't think you have to wait months and months and months to get the equipment.
Thanks very much, Sean. And also, sorry, could we go back really quick, Sean? Sorry about that. Just at the bottom right there, you see courtesy of Led 76 Marks. So Led 76 Marks, big thanks to you. Led 76 Marks has been making a lot of contributions to our community lately. He's in Safers now. I'm not sure if he's online at the moment, but he's been doing a heck of a lot in terms of sort of translating the technical aspects into readable and shareable information, which is really, really key. I mean, that's the difference. What we need right now, we have the technology, and we need to get that technology out there and share it with people who believe in it and invest in it. So, Led 76 Marks, thank you very much for your help with that. Sorry, Sean. And not just him, Daniel, a whole bunch of people have been working on this. Who wants to go? John, do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
I'll let you take this one. Go on. It's an easy one to explain.
It is. This is so easy, even I could explain it. So here, you see that the green bars are bad, and we have the smallest green bar. So what this is a logarithmic scale produced by Daniel. Actually, Daniel, do you want to take this? Okay, he's saying he doesn't have sound. So Daniel put this together, and you can see this is fresh. This is 2 days ago, July 22nd. logarithmic scale. The reason it's logarithmic scale is because we were so much more energy efficient than all the other blockchains that it would not fit on the graph unless we did it logarithmically. So to give you guys, so it's not even possible to show linearly how much more efficient our chain is running. So in this example that Daniel's put together, we have Solana and Visa, and we see that Solana is actually beating out Visa. That's a huge deal to beat out Visa, because Visa is generally considered by most to be a very energy efficient solution for finance. And that was the big knock on crypto, is crypto's going to use more energy than traditional centralized means. Solana was the first to actually say no. Decentralized has the ability to beat centralized in energy efficiency if it's done right. And so Solana's achieved that. Everything previous, you look at Ethereum and Bitcoin and others, they are considerably higher energy users. And I know there's some big fights on that on Twitter, because all science does obviously come from Twitter. And so I won't get into that too much, but you can see there's a dramatic shift with Solana, where Solana's really, really, really being the first to beat centralized systems for energy efficiency. And then to put it in scientific terms, we then kicked Solana's ass by quite a bit. So I got a laugh out of Daniel there. That's good. But yes, so how are we achieving that? We have better compression. Now this is something we think Solana is eventually going to adopt as well. So we had actually two different compression improvements in our original implementation. One of them Solana did adopt. No credit was given to us, but we were the first to do it. Now there is another compression improvement which Solana has not shared, which has not adopted yet, but they have already adopted one of ours. Compression is one. Another really, really big one is consensus. So our consensus is far, far more efficient than Solana's, and what it is, it's sort of a hybrid approach. We've taken other concepts from other chains which use consensus to achieve efficiency, and we've merged that into Solana's consensus. And it's called random sample voting. Now, it works really, really well with the proof of history that Solana has. And that's why we're able to get this at a high rate of security, still meet Byzantine fault tolerance, but have vastly better efficiency, is because with the random sample voting, we only need a few validators to confirm each block, but we do it in a way where it's still highly secure. And we can advance on that further over the course of the year by improving proof of history. So as we advance the state of the proof of history, we can actually make this even more efficient. Not that we have any competitors at the moment. So as you guys can see, it's an unbelievable difference. We just need to get the word out. That's all we need to do. Okay. Radium. So we promised everybody a Radium listing. That is coming. Just so you guys know, Solana has just moved to a decentralized. They've changed their whole token registry system. That is a bit complex for us because our tokens come from SafeBridge. So we have to there's some coding involved. We have to actually develop a solution within SafeBridge which allows us to register our token on Solana, which allows us to register on Radium. So anyway, a few technical issues, nothing serious, but you'll see the Radium listing soon enough. And actually, this is good news. So we have, one of our roadmap items was to have decentralized token registration. So we have upstream code for this now, and we'll be able to move to it ourselves soon as well. Okay. Safecoin.org. There's all the different ways you can reach out, as well as you guys know, Discord. We are, for anybody here not on Discord, we are very, very heavily focused on Discord, so definitely do visit our Discord as well. And there's all our other means of contacting us. We are 5 minutes over, so perhaps I should wrap up there. Guys, do you have either the team or community, do you guys have further comments or questions we should touch on before we wrap up for today? I want to respect your time, so I'm not going to go any further. I'd like to, but I think we've already used up the hour. Daniel's saying something, but I can't hear him. Okay, guys, well, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. I'm going to have one last look here at YouTube and see if there's any questions. Just the one question, my favorite question ever, is when will the price go up? So will there be a price rise? We are never allowed to answer that question. Just so you know, if you encounter a project where they tell you the price is going to go up, you immediately know that that project is a scam. And everybody involved in that project could be going to jail. So it is highly illegal for us to tell you that the price will go up. All we can tell you is the enormous amount of work that's being done and the growth we're seeing. We've been through 3 bear markets now, and our project gets bigger and bigger in every bear market and bigger in every bull market. And we're going to keep that up. We're doing things nobody else is doing, and we're very passionate about it. And we cannot comment on price. Guys, thank you very much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are absolutely amazing. I look forward to seeing you in Discord and talking more. We'll be announcing an August 7th AMA solely based on Safely shortly here. And have a great Sunday.
Yeah.